All right. Alrighty. So, for today's workout, we are doing the burn. So it'll be a burn style setup for this. And how I'm going to have us do this burn is we are going to be doing like 3 rounds. So I'll do rounds with fingers like that. Meaning we are going to be having 3 kind of like time clocks. For our first time clock, it will be 12 minutes at 12 reps. So it's going to be a kind of like a circuit here that we're just chipping our way through. And I don't have the right workout for me. I'll have to get the other workout, but it's whatever 7 or 8 exercises. I think it's 8 exercises. And essentially, it'll be first round 12 minutes, 12 reps. Second round 9 minutes, 9 reps of everything. And then third round 6 minutes, 6 reps of everything. Sound kind of like it makes sense. So even though it's called a round, you may get through the circuit, 1.5 times or something like that in a given round. So for that first 12-minute thing, you might get all the way through the circuit one full time, come in halfway, 12-minute clock stops. We'll rest for that brief couple of seconds while I'm switching over the timers. I'll start the 9-minute timer. We'll go through everything at 9 reps for 9 minutes until that stops, and then 6, and that's kind of how it's gonna go. Awesome. So for the exercises themselves, I grabbed the wrong sheet, so I'm gonna grab another sheet. I remember most of them, but I'm don't want to be. That's the stuff. Okay, here it is. All right. So for our first one, we are going to be doing jump jacks. So as a typical burn, we are starting off with kind of a conditioning, but also squat style exercise. So jump jacks are the ones where we're back, starting kind of like, straight pencil position, arms at your sides, feet close, jumping, and then coming back to that kind of straight position at the top each time, touching there and hopping back down into it. So obviously the more explosive you are, the quicker you go through them, the harder they'll be. Yeah, so that's number 1. Number 2 is a 2-point row. So if you have a band, if you have a weight, I know you have weights, Carl, you'll be getting your weight, you'll be getting in position. So, 1 leg bent, elbow on that leg, 1 leg back straight, and just rowing for first round 12 on each side, next round 9, and then 6. If you need to add weight, you can. I think generally how this has been going is people get pretty tired out the first round, and the decrease in reps is just enough to kind of keep going with whatever weight they have. But if you are able to increase weight, by all means do it. Because I don't want 6 reps at the end to be easy. I want us to be able to keep moving for sure though, and pushing and keeping our heart rate up. Cool. So second one, third one, goblet reverse lunge. All right, so that one we'll be getting our weight. Rack goblet. If you have a dumbbell, you can also hold that goblet. And just alternating reverse lunge here. All right, so lunging back, lunging up through. All right, keeping our core tight, trying to get as much range of motion, trying to get our knee as close to the ground as we can get it, just so we're moving our glutes and our quads through as full of a range of motion as we can. Obviously, your regression to that is body weight. And then push-up knee drive is the one following that. So let me see if I can, hopefully you'll see me. So push-up knee drive is just what it sounds like. So push up, down, up, knee drive, push up, knee drive, knee. All right, and for these knee drives, I'm trying to get my knee as high as I can. I'm not actually doing it 100%, like you could do it like a mountain climber really quick, which would be totally fine too. But I'm doing it a little bit more slowly trying to get a little bit more of a squeeze in my core as I do them. It's really whatever you want to get out of it. If you want more core, you can do the slower knee drives where you're trying to get up there. If you want more conditioning, you can do them quickly like a mountain climber. And then obviously for regressions, if you need to get full range of motion, you can do the push-up from the knees, then hop up to the toes, drive, stuff like that. Just trying to get as much range of motion. And then after that, we have inchworms. So for that, walking out into a push-up position, walking back, touching your toes. All right. So obviously they'll be exponentially tougher for that first bit, that first round, where you're on your kind of hands for a long time, right after push-ups, right after a lot of push-ups. But they're also for the core. They're for shoulder stability, for arm strength, arm stability. So they're great. And then after that, single arm racked hold. So if you had a dumbbell, you'll be racking your dumbbell. But what is literally all it is you are racking a weight. Oh gosh. Elbow out in front. If you have a dumbbell, it'll be, I'll try to get down so you can see it. It'll be basically almost like you're flexing, but the dumbbell here, holding the weight out in front of you in order to kind of get the anti-rotational aspect of the core working for that, as well as working the shoulder. And for that one, the reps don't change with any of the time clocks. It'll always be 30 seconds on one side, 30 seconds on the other. So if you need to, since you might not have a clock in front of you like I will, Carl, you can just count in your head to 30, and then switch 30 on the other side. So I'll hope that you'll be as honest as you can with it, with yourself.
I got a clock.
Oh, nice. There you go. That'll help. Good. Excellent. Then after that, log jump. This one's kind of a conditioning exercise here. These are where you're kind of in that push-up position, and I start on one side, and I'm just hopping over an invisible log if you wanted to. I mean, you could have, a weight that you jump over, but obviously you can do the same thing without the weight there. So that would be for conditioning, whatever that number. So if 12 is 12 on each side. Yeah, awesome. Then jump squats to finish it off. So these kind of last two, a lot of jumping, a lot of explosion, a lot of conditioning style stuff going on here. So where you're squatting down, exploding up. All right, trying to land nice and softly and then explode up out. Okay, so each landing, try to make it as soft and quiet as you can, and then explode up from that. And then once you're done with that, you'll go back into jump jacks, which feels a little bit cruel because it's lots of jumping back to back once you start back over.
That's for sure.
But it should be a good challenge. We did this one this morning, and it was a good, tough workout for most of them, so that was great. All right, so we will get warmed up here. So I will start by having us do a figure 4 stretch here. So we're crossing our foot over, pulling our leg through. I'll have you hold that for 30 on each side. All right, and switch sides. And good with that. All right, now we'll do alternating knee drops. So these are the ones where you're still on the ground. You're dropping near the ground here. Just going back and forth. Getting a little bit of stretch in the legs. Getting a stretch for your back. Woo. These are always usually good for one good back crack for me. And excellent. Excellent. All right. Once you're done with 10 of those, I'll have us do floor slides. So arms back. You'll be kind of, sliding them up overhead. Try to keep your elbows and your hands as far back as you can. Obviously, if you can, keeping them touching the floor the entire time. Or each time you go, trying to keep them on the floor a little bit longer. Just make sure that that rotator cuff is active. Here we go. Excellent. All right. Once we are done with 10, I'm going to have us flip on over, and we are going to do Spider-Man to the rotation. So we'll get in that push-up position, step, we'll rotate, we'll alternate sides, and we'll do 5 on each side. Keep it up. All right. All right, great. Once you're done those, we'll come on up. All right, and I'm gonna have us do some staggered stance. Hamstring stretches here, so hinging down like a deadlift. 5 on each side. All right. All right, once we're done with those, I'm gonna have us do pendulum lunges. So overhead pendulum lunges, so arms up overhead. We'll lunge forward and we'll lunge back, kind of moving the same leg. We'll do 5 on this side and 5 on the other side. So, and then once you're done with 5 on each side, I'll have you going through 5 on each side. Lateral lunges. Kind of get a stretch on the inside of our legs. Our adductors, hip adductors we call them. So they break the leg in. Woo. All right, then once you're done with 5 on each side, then we'll go into our kind of like single leg hop series here. So we'll do 10 hops forward and back on each foot, and then 10 hops side to side. 8. All right, then once you're done with those, we'll do 20 jumping jacks, and then we'll get started, all right? All right, there's 20. All right, if you need to grab a drink, do it now. And I'll be trying to shout out what I'm doing. I think you wrote it down, Carl. So if you're feeling like you're moving faster than me, feel free
I won't be. I won't be moving. I won't be moving faster than you.
Well, if I ever move too fast, don't feel like you gotta like stop yours early to keep up. If I start going fast and then stop and like, oh my gosh, I went too fast, I gotta slow down. Feel free to pass me. If you go the slow and steady wins the race kind of method. Whichever way, I'm cool with either way. But this is, yeah, obviously just meant to be at whatever pace you can go at. So, but just for the potential internet people watching, I'm just gonna shout out the first round at least, and then yeah, awesome. All right, so I got our first timer up here, 12 minutes. And I am warm. It's warm back here. All right, I'm gonna start us here. We're starting with jump jacks in 10. All right. 3, 2, 1. Here we go. There we go. Jump jack going into 2-point rows. Whew. 12 is a lot. Here we go. You got to pump it up, don't you go pump it up. You got to pump it up, don't you go pump it up. You got to pump it up, don't you go pump it up. You got to pump it up, don't you go pump it up. You got to pump it up, don't you go pump it up. All right. Then after 2-point rows, it'll be goblet reverse lunge. Oh. Okay. All right, then after goblet reverse lunges, push up to knee drive. Woo. Thanks, though. Small pose. Oh. I just got real hot. Okay. Then, after you push up knee drives, it'll be inchworms.
I was born in a system that doesn't give about you know me, not alone. Don't be a victim of things I did to survive. Cause I want what you do, and I get you but on your own. I was born in a system that doesn't give about you know me, not alone. Don't be a victim of things I did to survive. Cause I want what you do, and I get you but on your own.
All right. I feel like I might have done one more, two more. All right. Single arm rack pulls that you're done with your inchworm. Oh, this is too heavy. After all that. I mean, really try to get the elbow forward. Try to get that weight out in front of you. Woo. Core tight. Gotta make sure your core's always active. Sometimes we'll put your hand on there. Make sure you're not leaning. Make sure you're using your core for your help. All right. All right. Dog jump. After those. Oh, that's so bad. All right, they go pretty quick. All right, then jump squats. All right. All right, that's one round. One time through the circuit. We got 4 minutes, 15 seconds of round one left. Up. And we're still doing 12 reps on this next time through until the clock runs out. Oh. Oh. 2-point row after. At least I'm pretty sure it is. Oh. And after those lunges, if I get a little lower on those 2-point rows, get that foot a little bit further back. All right. 2-minute warning.
My soul is empty, my mind is blank. The sound of silence is all I have. I need a reason to wanna try to live with the darkness behind my eyes. Help me to run from the dead inside, escape my mind. Crush my heart every day just to feel again. Give me pain, give me love, give me anything. Smash my heart every day when you see the end. I need you, all I need just to feel again.
Oh. Minute 2 left. And I push up knee drive.
I need a reason to wanna try to live with the darkness behind my eyes. Help me to run from the dead inside, escape my mind. Crush my heart every day just to feel again. Give me pain, give me love, give me anything. Smash my heart every day when you see me. I need you, all I need just to feel again.
3, 2, 1. Rest. All right. All right, wherever you left off, we're gonna pick it up for this next round. So this next round will be 9 minutes, 9 reps of everything. Grab a drink, please. Whew.
Where we left off, right?
Wait, what?
Where we left off?
Yep, right where we left off.
Okay.
So I got done with my push-up knee drive, so I'm gonna pick it up at inchworms. Ooh. Goodness. All right. All right. Yeah. Ooh. I'm already dying. So hot. Okay. 9 minutes, 9 reps of everything. I'm gonna start our timer here. Starting in 10. And 5, 4, 3, 2. Here we go.
You hold my heart in the palm of your hand. I'll carry you to the promised land. We'll find a place and we'll build a home, and we'll never be alone. No, never be alone. Oh, never be alone.
Oh, that took a full minute. All right, then erect. Still 30 seconds to look erect.
You hold my heart in the palm of your hand.
Get that elbow in front of you. Core tight. 3, All right. Make that weight up in front of your body. From you. Ooh. All right. Quad jump. All right, then jump squat. All right.
Baby, make your move. Step across the line. Switch me one more time. Come on, help me see. I'm gonna take you home. I know I can do moves. I love that you do. You just help me. Baby, make your move. Step across the line. Switch me one more time. Come on, help me see. I'm gonna take you home. I know I can do moves. I love that you do. You just help me. Just help me.
Oh.
You just help me. Come on, help me. You just help me. If you make your move, stop the line. One more time. Come on, help me. I'm gonna take you home. I know I can do it.
Yes. All right. First one is after that. Oh.
Work that body, exotic. Work that body, hypnotic. Work that body, exotic. Work that body, hypnotic.
Oh my gosh. Setting in. So those are inchworms. Oh my gosh, all right, 15 seconds left. Might not be. Right. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Rest. All right. All right. Oh my gosh, I'm tired. All right. We have one round to go of 6 minutes. Oh my goodness. All right. Kind of like a speed round. Hopefully it'll feel that way. Speed round sounds really nice. Hopefully that feels that way. All right, I'm starting with my single arm rack holds, which I won't actually be any easier, but all right. Whew, you ready? Ready as you'll ever be. All right, awesome. All right, well, I'll get it started here in 10, 6 of everything. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Here we go. All right, after those log jumps. Oh, those are nice. 6 quick ones. All right.
I'm sorry, it's only us, you. Down that road, I've been running all my life, now suddenly it's you. And all of me is telling me, gotta get on my mind, ready to be wide awake. And I don't wanna make it, I just wanna escape. Every little breath I take makes me wanna recreate everything I've ever known. We're taking
All right, we're done with half of this. I went 3 minutes ago. All right. Reverse it.
My thoughts start calling, all I know is the humming of the fast. And all it's left to do is go. Gotta get off my way, ready to be wide awake. And I don't wanna make it, I just wanna escape. Every little breath I take makes me wanna recreate everything I've ever known. It's fading, you and me are not so crazy. We do, it's like they changing. Yeah, the earth we're chasing. We're chasing, we're taking shape.
2 minutes left. 2 minutes to go.
We're taking shape. Yes, it's true. I love you. Yes, I do.
Whatever time you got left, make sure you're using it.
Yes, it's true. I love you. Yes,
You're starting the goblet hold now. Or if you're starting the hold now, do a goblet the rest of the time. Couple seconds left. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right. Good job. Oh my goodness. Great job. Great work. I mean, you can see it. I'm like just.
So you've done that twice today so far.
No, so last week I did the workout twice. I did the 5:30 did the workout with them, and then I did it at 7:30 like this. Today I was like, no way. I was sore for like 3 days afterwards. I was like, we had so many jump lunges that last week, but only the first time I've had to do it. So thank goodness. But still, it still crushed me. Well, thanks for joining on, Carl. Hope you got a good one. If you have,
Thank you for doing this.
yeah, you bet. You bet. And make sure you stretch out. I'm going to for sure stretch out after this.
Well, yep. Sure.
I'll see you. Have a good one, Carl. See you Wednesday.